Today we're going to be looking at this robot replicas figure of Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen, the second Michael Bay Transformers film. And this year is the 15th anniversary of that film. I can't believe how much time has flown by. I remember seeing it in the IMAX theatres, managed to book some tickets because it was very popular. And I remember some guy booked the whole back row and there was just one guy sitting right in the middle, just with his knees on his elbows and his fingers underneath his chin, just staring at the screen. And yeah, anyway, the movie was pretty good in terms of the effects. I think most people know that there was like a writer's strike going on then, so there's a lot of disjointed bits, and Michael Bay's continuity is a bit sketchy at times. But what came through were, the designs of the characters, this new visualization departure from G1, and the way they reinterpreted and surprised fans of the franchise. So this one is a non-transforming figure. Those of you who know, watched my channel before, you know that I like to collect small scale because I think space is a premium for most collectors. So I really want to downscale it, but I don't want to miss out on, those big group shots and dioramas. So, you can't have a Revenge of the Fallen diorama without Jetfire. So really, really happy to get, this kind of size figure. And I hope to build up a diorama later. And I think I did a 1 year anniversary of like my collecting and this channel as well. And I think this year, later on, maybe I'll do like a 2.5 year one. But I'd love to assemble, the Transformers that I've got for that, that I've been collecting all along. And I think in these reviews, I mainly review one product at a time, but it's, at the end of the day, I've been building up. I've got like boxes of them now, and it's cool to get them all together, which is the whole point really, to have a really cool display. And what's cool about this figure is that, he is literally just the size of my hand, really, maybe about 5 inches, which is great. And we're going to look at this guy in detail in this review. The main thing that's cool, I like this, the Decepticon logo that's scratched out. It changed sides, and although it's painted in blue, which I'll look at later, and Jetfire is supposed to be black, overall the figure detail is great, and lots of movable joints. For me, I prefer, times have moved on. This is a really old figure now, and times have moved on, and this material of the figure is PVC. PVC isn't really used anymore because of like health issues perhaps, because the material is not, I think it's not designed for like long-term collectors kind of items. I think, plastics these days that are really will last a long time, like ABS, a really tough plastic, really good to use, and it's apparently safer than other plastics, but I'll cover that later on. I have a degree in material science, so these kind of things always interest me. Anyway, let's do the packaging, and then let's look at this in detail. If you're into Transformers and diecast cars, please do consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you. And if you do, really, really appreciated, and I hope you really enjoy these reviews. Thanks. Let's take a look at this. So here is the packaging. So it's the Robot Replicas line, tie in with the second Transformers Revenge of the Fallen film. And we've got the Autobot logo here. They didn't do the Decepticon logo, I guess because he switched sides. Here is the Autobot logo as well, embossed in the blister. And underneath here, I didn't know there was a Transformers Collectors Club. I don't know if that's running. Join today at transformersclub.com. Maybe I'll check that out later. Never really heard of that. Mainly just follow them on their social media. That's really cool. And yeah, we got the artwork here. this packaging is quite big, so yeah. Now the main thing that I see here is from the film, and the SR-71 is black, and here it's kind of, grungy, aged, weathered look with, sort of green tints, and here it's just blue. I mean, it's pretty similar to like the X-Men's Jet. So that's the main thing I see in terms of observations about this. And on the back, that's what it is. Here we go. So we've got like a bio. I can read this out for you. So Jetfire swore many years ago that he would never fight again unless he was fighting to put a final end to the mad war between the Autobots and Decepticons. He retreated into deep space and concealed himself on a distant unknown world. Ours. Now the war he thought he'd left behind has come to his adopted homeworld, and he finally has the chance to fight the last fight of his ancient promise. So there you go, in all his glory. It says fully posable figure. Also available, we've got Megatron, we've got Bumblebee. If I zoom in here, this packaging is so big. Megatron, Bumblebee, and Autobot skids, no mud flap. And we'll never see these guys again because of, all of that stigma of being racist. Back in 2008. And that was when I guess it started, but the film was released in 2009. I think there was some sort of writer's strike going on, and now 15 years later, here we are. Okay, let's get this open. Before I examine the figure, just thought I'd show you this cool piece of artwork now that I've taken the package off. Really nice concept art for Jetfire, with this metallic beard and these big, I guess what would be, side hairs coming out. Yeah, really, really unusual design. Massive head, hunched over, and it really fits the older kind of pose that he's in, with a walking stick made out of plain parts, which I will show later on. But yeah, respect for the concept designers who come up with these strange, crazy designs, and yeah, a lot of people enjoyed it. So let's take a look at the figure itself. Here we go, here's the figure, and here's the walking stick. I just thought I'd show you this walking stick fashioned on the landing wheels. And the advantage of a non-transforming figure is that there's the opportunity to go really full out on the details. And here you can see, the hinge joint, the mechanisms, pretty well. So the sculpt is really good. As mentioned, PVC is just a really soft material that yellows very easily. So I would prefer like ABS plastic over this PVC material. But it's soft, and it's for kids it's fun and pliable and flexible and stretchy even. So I understand why, and it's also probably cheaper than the other plastics, the quality ones. Okay, here we have the main figure. Let's have a look at the face. So here you can see the sort of nose here, I guess. From the profile it's easier to see from a 3/4 view, but I still feel like it could have been better sculpted. I mean, you're supposed to have like the nose is very triangular, and it's just like a bit of a mishmash really of different things going on here. So, but the eyes have been picked out really well, and I think it looks cool. It fits the purpose. If we zoom in, here on the top. You know, it's got this segmented transformation. It's quite complex. But here they don't have to worry about that, so there we go. And then you've got these kind of, yeah, you've got these side hairs. I mean, it comes across, for me, I see a bit of like Viking influence, you know, big beard, helmet, that kind of appearance. Got loads of detail here. So in terms of articulation, this is quite cool. Look, the head can tilt up. And it's got these sections here, the waist can tilt here. And, you know, even on the back, if I just zoom out a sec, we've got sort of, yeah, lots of different joints here. So you can swing the arm out like this, and this section is loose underneath here. So that's the head, and then this is like the pecs, I guess, the chest area. That can swing out, and it's in layers as well. That's really cool. The arm is just on this hinge, but then here, the arm here, the elbow joint, it's on a ball and socket, so it's got lots of flexibility, and you can also turn it as well and rotate around, so lots of flexibility. And I like how the chest comes out like this, so you can really widen his chest area. And then as for the legs, there's not much going on. We've got some movement here, but it's kind of limited at the hips. And then at the knees, I've not even tried this actually, but it's quite limited because of these like pistons, I guess, there. But that's okay, because you know, you just want to pose him really, and that's quite awkward. So you can see here, this is a piece of plastic that should have been cut off. That's easy to fix, but still, that's a production error. And then we've got some pivot on the toes here, so you can do like inner, outer, like supination, pronation. Okay, and then the wrist has nothing. So elbow, shoulders, pecs, waist, ankle, slight knee, slight hip, and a bit of the head. So there we go. I mean, that's not bad, you know, for a figure that's not quite like that. You know, if this was like a hunched over person, the articulation's not bad at all. Okay, and then we've got these cool flaps on here. Those of you who are into X-Men, it reminds me of like Mr. Sinister's, you know, cape. So my main gist about this is, apart from the materials, is that this is blue and it should be black. And I really like this touch, how they, you know, he decided not to be a Decepticon, so the sign appears like that. Detail is great. Materials, PVC could be better, and the paint, the colour, it just needs to be black really. That's what the SR71 looks like. You don't really see a blue one, except maybe again in X-Men, which is what I thought of. I felt like there could be some more detail here of the pilot's cockpit, but other than that, lots of detail in this sculpt. I mean, look at these forearms, loads of cool mechanical parts going on here, and it's been simplified in very nicely into this figure, so pretty good. On the back here, I'll just show you. And underneath, so it's got really wide feet, and these are great to stabilize the figure from falling over. Made in China, as most of the toys are, and 2008 Hasbro. Okay, there we go. Let's get this guy spinning around on the turntable. Okay, here we go. Looking quality. I can't wait to get the rest of my figures and pose them together. This is one of the first massive bots in the Transformers Michael Bay franchise. And later you had like Grimlock and the other Dinobots in Age of Extinction. But I loved the armour add-ons he gave to Optimus in the end. Really cool looking figure and appearance in from those films. Cool, well, I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Which was your favourite Jetfire version? And yeah, see you in the next review. Take it easy. Bye.